Hi Taurus, welcome back to Key Wisdom Tarot. My name is Ruth and I'm your Reiki Master and Tarot Reader. This Taurus is your intuitive reading for the time between the 12th and the 18th of June. I'm going to draw some cards relating to the key energy, love and general or career and finance energies over the next week. Okay, I've already shuffled and meditated. I'll do a little bit more of that on camera and then we'll get started on your reading. Okay, so this is the card at the base of the reading, and that is the Magician energy. The card at the base of the reading is the perspective that you need to see this reading through, or this week through, okay? And that's a card of the Magician. So the Magician energy is about new starts, new beginnings, and you taking practical steps in order to create the life, the future, the things that you want, to achieve the things that you want. This is you taking practical steps, recognizing that you're able to manifest and doing things to manifest the type of things that you want to manifest. So actually quite a very strong week, a powerful week for you guys, recognizing your strength, recognizing your ability to create the type of life that you want by doing this. X, Y, and Z equals this, and you're going to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, so these are our key energies for the week, our key KI energies. We'll look at this one first. We'll look at this one right at the end of the reading. We've got love here, and we've got everything other than love here, but you can just apply it. Okay, so let's begin. So we've got you. Here for the key energies is Page of Pentacles. Now, the pages and the knights, unlike the kings and the queens, don't really know the outcome of their efforts. All of the Pentacles cards are about where we put our energy and effort to establish our security, to create our security. And this is you recognizing there's an area, a space, could be related to work, but doesn't have to be. There's an area, a space that you want to put your energy and effort to. You want to start taking some steps, some baby steps maybe. Linked to this very clearly, as I said. You want to start taking some steps, some baby steps this week towards something that's going to provide you with security. You might be striking out on your own. You might be going it alone in some way, a solo venture, work-wise, relationship-wise, trying it, whatever it is. Not knowing the outcome, but willing to take steps, take strides towards something that you want to engender security with. So that's interesting. So we've looked at that one first. Now let's look at love. We'll look at this one at the end. So for love this week, we've got a Wheel of Fortune and we've got the Hanged Man. How funny is that? We've got this is you in a nutshell, Taurus, isn't it? It's like there's two pulling opposite ways. Okay, you're pulling in two opposite directions. You're pulling yourself into opposite directions. There's clear change that wants to come through for you. Each of these three cards here indicates change. The Magician indicates the change. The Page of Pentacles indicates change, as does the Wheel of Fortune. They're all something new, something different, something coming through for you. We've got the Wheel of Fortune here, which is about fortunate, lucky circumstances, new things that are coming in, new energy that's being brought into your life based on where you've been. I know it's been a difficult year, a challenging year for some of us, quite a lot of ups and downs in certain ways, in not just in our mood, but in real practical ways, friendships, changing and moving and shifting, and relationships changing and moving and shifting this year. And it's kind of like you may have been like what do they call it? whatever, you know, on the wind, you know, on the breeze, you know, just kind of like going with, it's nice, isn't it? Going, just like you've kind of been on the breeze a little bit and, you know, floating about really, not really having an anchor point, not really having a way of knowing, you know, what it is you want to do and where it is you want to go, and the decisiveness, the decisiveness maybe hasn't been there for you this year. Well, there's a change that wants to come through when it comes to love, and it might be trying to engender some security for you, and you're willing in a way to do something, and you haven't been willing to do something before. So there's a change in your perspective. You have been in a situation, maybe in this situation for some time, and you've not wanted to do something to change it. There's a maturity that comes with this energy of the Hanged Man, because the Hanged Man is forced to really stay there until the Hanged Man feels ready enough and strong enough to stand up and to move in a different direction, to stand up and to take the learning and the wisdom that you've gained with the number 12. It's number 12, so it's number 3. So number 3s are about our expansion, and our expansion, you know, being ourself, our true self, our authentic self in the world. And with the Hanged Man, it's kind of like giving birth to ourselves. It's kind of like the time that we spend, the time that we must spend realizing something, the time that we must spend getting to know something about ourselves, or uncovering or understanding something about our past experience or about something within ourselves. So it's kind of like we have to rebirth ourselves. If you think, you know, this is number 12, number 13 is death. So it's kind of like we have to sort of be reborn in a way, because we understand something in a different way now, and that's what leads to our transformation. So it's kind of like the change is coming for you this week. You can take new actions, new steps this week, because it's been a time, it's been some time that you've waited to make this change. And this could be in a relationship, you know, this is related to love, but it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It could be in a friendship, in a partnership, within your family. So you apply the specifics, but just know that now is really the time for you to move, to do something to affect the future security of your relationship, your work, whatever. Okay, but this is love. Let's look at everything other than love, but we can link it to love as well. Just apply it to your life as it follows. Okay, we've got the 3, another 3 of wands, because that's a 3. So we've got look at this, we've got 2 wands here. So we've got 1 and 10, so 1 and 0, 1 and 1. So that's new beginnings, new opportunities, new starts, you know, the beginning of something. And we've also got 2, 3. So we've got 12 here, 1 plus 2, and I've explained what that means. You know, a commitment, number 1, to something, so number 2. You know, and this is a commitment to yourself. You know, to really change something, to really understand something, with that. And now we've got the 3 of wands, which is about opportunities, and the 7 of wands. So this is moving toward opportunities. Now this could be in love, but it doesn't have to be. This can be anything, you know, moving towards new opportunities, new horizons. And that's because of what's behind you, you know, because of where you've been, the path that you've been walking up to this point has led you really to a place where it's time for a change and transformation in your perspective, in your job, in your career, in your friendship group, in your family, whatever it is for you as an individual. And not only is it time for a change, you realize that you are the person that has to take the practical steps in order to bring the change into your life that you want, or to bring in that security into your life that you want, whether that's in a financial sense, in a relationship sense, whatever that is for you. So there's this you're starting to value yourself in a way. You're starting to value this week, Taurus, your it's like you realize that you matter. And I know that sounds like a thing that everyone should know, that we all matter, but we don't all understand that. We don't all really truly take that in. That we matter, that what we feel matters, that what we think matters, that what we experience matters, that our pasts matter, that how someone speaks to me does matter, and how someone treats me does matter, and how I treat somebody else does matter. And it does affect me if I mistreat somebody. It does affect me and my self-esteem if I lie to somebody, and blah 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 blah. It's like recognizing that in a way, and it's like, has something, say I've not been here, I've not been reading, have I, for a few weeks. I feel like I've missed quite a significant chunk. I feel like, May must have been that was your birthday. I missed your birthday, didn't I? I did one reading up, end of April, beginning of May, but I feel like May was quite an important time. I feel like there's a chunk of information that I'm missing here. And I feel like something's happened in this time since we last spoke. And whatever it was that's happened has actually, as I said, shown you something. You've learned something real. Something real about yourself, something quite important that's actually shifted your perspective in quite a significant way. Something has changed for you, and it's good, because there's a strength that comes from the truth. There's a strength that comes from knowing the truth, understanding the truth about your behavior, your actions, about other people's behavior and your other people's actions toward you. There's a strength that comes from understanding those things, allowing yourself to come into that awareness. And what's happened is actually this time, which I've been missing, so please in the comments tell me what happened in May. There seems to be this time, this gap, and within that gap, you might have been off work, for example. You might have had some time off work. You might have had time away from someone that's usually always with you all the time. You've had some time away from them, and it's like that kind of allowed you to back into your own life, if that makes sense. It's like someone's always there all the time saying, pick this up and do this, and telling you what to do all the time, for example. Like, not in a bad, say you live with someone and they're always they're very clean and tidy, anally clean and tidy, and they go away for 2 weeks, and they're not there to tell you every 2 minutes, like, pick up that off the floor, right, do the washing up now, and you don't mind that they do that, but it's like having space away from them is actually, you can hear your own thoughts. So when you come in and you leave the plates on the side before you go to bed, you don't do the washing up, and you would never do that when they're there, and you leave them there and you feel happy in a strange way, and then the next day you do it again and you feel strange, and you realise, actually, this person's bloody doing me head in. Like, it's too much. Like, who were there to constantly hound me in this way? Like, and actually, I'm not telling them that it's making me feel upset, and I'm not telling them that it's making me feel inadequate. Like, I can do this myself. I'm not a lazy person. Blah 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 blah. It's kind of like there's been some sort of gap, space between you and somebody else, and that gap has allowed you in. It's allowed you to hear your own thoughts, for example. It's like you've heard your own thoughts, and you realise you need to make a change. You realise this relationship needs to shift, or this interaction needs to shift, or how we interact needs to change, or how I respond needs to shift. It's that type of energy, and you're willing to do something about it. That's what this energy is. So the last card, excellent. I've had this a few times, actually. It's come out a few times today. 2 of Cups. So this is your key energy. So this is suggesting that there is potentially a change coming with a soulmate, with a partner, with your partner, with someone that you love, or someone that you resonate on the same page with, somebody, for example. And it's as if there's you realize something this week, and there's a want to go towards something that's more authentically you, that's more in line with who you are. Number twos are all about commitments. They're all about dualities and partnerships. And duality means how I feel, you feel, what I give, you give. We're the same. We give the same to this. You know, it's balanced on both sides. So there's a duality with the Two of Cups. And there's also inclusion with our higher self, you know, and the higher self is where we have these abrupt sort of judgments, you know, the abrupt sort of circumstances that help us sort of realize things and see things. So it's like, wow, I didn't realize that she spoke that much, or that he speaks that much, or that he's so freaking anally clean, or whatever it is for you. I didn't realize it, but gosh, it's so frustrating. And I didn't realize that I didn't. It's kind of like something happened when we see the higher self here. That it cuts through all the noise in our life. And the Two of Cups here, as I said, it could be a person that you want to go toward, a person that you're making stride toward. You're trying to shift the power balance in a relationship, or trying to shift, you know, there's something like that's happening for you this week, and you are determined to see this through. You are determined to take the actions and take the steps that are necessary to see it through, to see the relationship through, to have the apology, to receive an apology, or to give an apology, or to leave that job, or to start. You're determined to take the actual practical steps, to stand up for yourself, to take the practical steps that are necessary in order to get the type of security, the truth, the authenticity, the realness that you want, that you recognize has been lacking so far in this relationship, in this time period. Does that make sense? Okay, so it's very interesting week for you guys, Taurus. I really feel like you're there's good strength here. There's a good amount of strength here, and I'm intrigued really to know kind of how this plays out for you, and what this means to you. So please, by all means, leave me your comments. I will read every comment. I won't reply to every comment because I need to do the same. I need to sort of relax a little bit and have a bit more balance in my life. So, but I will read every single comment as always, and it'd be interesting to see how this applies to you. So please let me know. Give this video a thumbs up, because that's how you like and that's how you support my videos, my channel, and all your YouTubers, okay? Let me know what you think about the new format as well for the readings. Feel free to share this video on your WhatsApp, on your Facebook, etc. And you can also follow Key Wisdom Tarot on Instagram and on Facebook. You can read below the additional astrology for this month, and I will be back next week, I should say, actually, with your brand new weekly reading. Okay, my darlings? Thank you so much for being here, Taurus. Take care, my darlings. Bye.